Well, hello there. I'm Pete LaFrance, the old Growler. Welcome to Meeting Expectations. What do we do here? We take a look at a can or a bottle of beer. Sometimes a spirit or a wine will drop by because we're all friends in fermentation. We'll crack them open. First we'll read the label, everything on the label, check out the artwork, crack it open and see if it meets expectations. All right, today we have a newcomer. These folks sent me a box of 4 beers. One of them this is from the Neshaminy, Neshamini Brewing Company in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. All right, it is the Neshaminy Creek Brewing Company, and it says established in 2012. 5.2% alcohol by volume, 12 fluid ounces. This is their Jawn, J.A.W.N. American Pale Ale. Jawn, American Pale Ale, 12 fluid ounces, 5.2% alcohol by volume, brewed with pride. It's got the Surgeon General's warning here, not to operate heavy machinery or get pregnant if I'm a woman, or be pregnant. I guess I don't have to worry about either one of those, as far as I know. All right, Independent Craft Beer Association. Okay, and it is brewed by Neshaminy Creek Brewing Company in Croydon, Croydon, Pennsylvania, USA. All right, it's got a picture of Ben Franklin here. He says, "Crack this, Jawn. American Pale Ale. Jawn is a malty yet crisp American Pale Ale loaded with dank citrus, as well as stone fruit flavor and aroma from the gratuitous use of Apollo, Citra, and Nugget we drop in. If you know, you know. For the Philly born and raised, baby. Bucks County, Pennsylvania, USA, Neshaminy Creek, 2012 Brewing Company." All right, well, I am familiar with the Citra and Nugget as well. Apollo I'm not too familiar with, but apparently they're throwing the hops in here. They are very, very proud of their hoppiness. And as far as Jawn, I do have a couple of definitions down in the description box, but the best one I like is just an ale with nuggets. So, an American Pale Ale. So it's not quite an India Pale Ale. It doesn't have that identifying, really heavy malt and hop content. So it's a American Pale Ale. Also, well, okay, I'm going to hope for a clear beer with a good bit of hop, both in the aromatics, but mainly in the flavor. All right, let's crack it open and see if it meets expectations. All beer should be served at the correct temperature. Ales at around 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and lagers 37 to 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Right, if you want to know the proper temperature for your beer, click right on the banner up there, and I'll go through the whole story. Okay, we always use the same style of glassware for all of our tastings. Nobody has a leg up on clarity or aromatics. Well, look at that. We do have a clear beer. It's clearly a beer. Great head to it. All right. Good folks at ThermoWorks sent me a Lollipop Instant Read Thermometer. If it is an ale, since it is an ale, it should be around 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a little chilly. All right, yeah, this come out of their fridge. So it's around 44 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is a little cool. I might not be able to appreciate all of the flavors that the good brewers have put into it. Nevertheless, we shall soldier on. Okay, looks like an American, let's see, what does they call it? An American Pale Ale. Most folks, when they taste, they sniff, sip, and let you know what they think. Well, I do things a little differently. I sip before I sniff, and I'll let Master Sommelier Fred Dex explain it to you. He does a lot better than I do. All right. As they say, it looks like a American ale. It's got a nice color to it. Got a great head on it. Let's see if it tastes like an American pale ale. Yeah, American pale ale. Cheers. You'll notice I took 2 sips. The reason for that is that the first sip is an acclimation sip because the taste buds they're not ready. And so by the time they're woke up and the second sip goes in there, they're finally catching on to what the flavors are. So they always appreciate a third sip. It starts out really a good bit of the lemony, which is a Citra, and then there is a very herbal flavor, which is how it finishes out. Very dry, nicely dry. The malt content in there, it plays second fiddle to the hops. However, it is very supportive, so it's not a hop tea. This is definitely a balanced beer, nicely balanced beer. Let's go in for the first nosedive. Yes, the aromatics on this are very floral, like walking into a florist shop, and yet at the same time, after having mown a lawn, you're getting both of those aromas there, kind of like a honeysuckle and a new mown grass. The flavors certainly dance very well with the aromatics. They are it's a very complementary, because not only does it balance the graininess and the slight sweetness of the malt with the hops, but the aromatics of the hops and the flavor of the hops also form a really nice duet. So this is, you might say that it's some chamber music. Look that up. Google that up. Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man, and then some of James Joyce's poems. A book of poems was called Chamber Music, and never mind, just Google that up. All right. So does Neshaminy Creek Brewing Company's Jawn American Pale Ale meet expectations? It certainly did. In fact, it piqued a lot of interest in it, I must say. If you enjoyed this program, please click on the subscribe button and the bell. That way you won't miss any of our presentations. A thumbs up and a share, boy, that would be appreciated. And a comment would be really appreciated. I'm Pete LaFrance, the Old Growler, hoping all of your beers meet expectations.